Coronation Street viewers will see Sarah Platt's world collapse next week as a major police breakthrough results in her arrest over the death of Theo Silverton. Although Kit Green has done everything he can to shield the woman he loves, the growing evidence leaves the police with little choice. Sarah is taken into custody and questioned by D.S. Connor Swain. Overwhelmed with fear, Sarah becomes convinced she could spend the rest of her life behind bars. Even Kit can no longer find a way to protect her, and as the investigation closes in, attention begins shifting toward Gary Windis. Sarah is left horrified when officers arrive at the Platt house and arrest her in front of her entire family. Deep down, she always feared this day would come because she never truly believed she could escape justice. Still, being handcuffed and taken away fills her with panic. Before Sarah's arrest, Kit continues hoping that detectives will focus their investigation on Gary instead. He believes there is enough evidence linking Sarah's former partner to the crime, which could keep suspicion away from her. However, Kit's attempts to gather information from fellow officers quickly fail. He later warns Sarah that if her wedding outfit has been examined by forensic experts, her chances of avoiding prosecution are virtually over. Soon afterward, Lisa challenges Kit for continuing to protect Sarah despite the mounting evidence. Lisa has become convinced that the investigation has identified the correct suspect. Even so, she understands why Kit desperately wants to stop Sarah from ending up in prison. Although their working relationship is often difficult, Lisa advises him to stop risking his own future by covering for Sarah and instead think about his career before it is too late. While Sarah insists she is innocent during intense police questioning, Gary faces pressure from Maria. Already worried about her husband's involvement, Maria finally discovers proof that he lied about where he was on the night Theo died. Maria comes across a photograph taken by Sally on the night of the killing. The image clearly places Gary on Coronation Street, despite his repeated claims that he never left the builder's yard. She immediately realizes the false alibi she gave him can easily be disproved, leaving both of them at risk of criminal charges. Maria originally defended Gary because she trusted him, but after discovering his repeated lies, she refuses to sacrifice herself. She has no intention of facing prison for giving a false alibi and leaving their children without both parents. Instead, she is prepared to distance herself from Gary if it means protecting her own future. As Gary desperately pleads with Maria to continue supporting him, Sarah faces an impossible decision while being held on remand. Everything changes when Sarah finally confesses to Lisa that she was responsible for Theo's death and explains exactly what happened that tragic night. The biggest question, however, is whether she will reveal Gary's involvement as well. Sarah knows that once she admits the truth, there will be no turning back. Gary's future now depends entirely on what she chooses to tell the police. With both of them deeply caught up in the case, Sarah alone holds the power to decide whether Gary walks free or faces justice alongside her. Betsy faces another heartbreaking chapter in Coronation Street as the harsh reality of her new life begins to sink in. Over the past few years, Betsy has endured one devastating ordeal after another, experiencing more heartbreak than many people face in an entire lifetime. She originally believed her mother had died while serving as a police officer. However, everything changed when Becky Swain unexpectedly returned, throwing the family into chaos by abducting Carla Connor Swain and emotionally manipulating Lisa Connor Swain. Long before that, Betsy was accidentally shot by Lisa during Rob Donovan's dramatic prison escape. She also witnessed the tragic death of her boyfriend, Mason Radcliffe, after he suffered a fatal stabbing. Sadly, Betsy's future is about to become even more difficult, as her dream of moving to London to study fashion design is suddenly shattered. In upcoming episodes, Betsy collapses at home and is rushed to hospital. Her condition is so serious that paramedics quickly arrive and take her away in an ambulance. As the week unfolds, Dylan Wilson finds himself under intense suspicion when Lisa accuses him of being responsible for Betsy's collapse. Believing he may be involved, she even contacts the police. After Dylan is arrested, He insists that Brodie Michaelis is actually to blame for what happened to Betsy. Betsy is devastated when she discovers the actions her mother has taken, but she is equally shocked by Dylan's claims against Brodie. The question is whether she will believe his version of events. The following week, Dylan's problems continue when Brodie confronts him over the accusations. Furious, Brodie warns that if he were in Betsy's position, he would not hesitate to take legal action against Dylan. Later, Ryan Connor gives Dylan some difficult but honest advice, leaving him questioning whether he played a part in Betsy's ordeal. The next day, Dylan visits Betsy in hospital and admits that he accepts responsibility for everything that happened. Filled with guilt, he offers her a sincere apology. Their emotional conversation is cut short when a police officer arrives to take Betsy's official statement. Panicked by the situation, Dylan quickly leaves before any questions are directed at him. With the investigation continuing, all eyes are on Betsy as she prepares to tell the police exactly what happened. Meanwhile, Dylan is not the only one struggling. Betsy must also come to terms with a life that has changed dramatically after her medical emergency. It soon becomes clear that Betsy is finding it incredibly difficult to adjust to her condition when Lauren Bolton notices her struggling through her physiotherapy exercises. Her emotional pain deepens when Betsy admits that she needs to use the bathroom but cannot get there without someone helping her. As Lauren gently assists her, Betsy feels completely humiliated by her loss of independence. Whether she can adapt to her new reality remains uncertain, but the road ahead looks incredibly challenging. Coronation Street actress Molly Gallagher has spoken publicly about her upcoming departure from the ITV soap as she prepares to say goodbye to Nina Lucas after spending 7 years in the role. Last month, it was officially announced that Gallagher would be leaving the long-running drama, with filming for her final episodes already complete. Around the same time, she also revealed that she had secured a leading role in a stage adaptation of The Silence of the Lambs alongside John Partridge. During an appearance on This Morning, Gallagher opened up about leaving the soap and beginning the next chapter of her career. Although she admitted it was difficult to move on from such a beloved character, she said she was looking forward to the opportunities ahead. Speaking about filming her final scenes, Gallagher confessed that saying goodbye was emotional because she does not enjoy big changes. Even so, she hinted that Nina's journey may not be over, explaining that she hopes the character will return one day because she still has a great deal of affection for Coronation Street. When news of Gallagher's departure was first revealed, a spokesperson for the soap praised her contribution, saying she had created a distinctive and much-loved character who had become a favorite among viewers during her time on the show. The statement also congratulated Gallagher on securing such a prestigious theater role and wished her every success as she begins touring with the production. Gallagher also spoke enthusiastically about joining The Silence of the Lambs, which is based on Thomas Harris's acclaimed 1988 novel. The story was famously adapted into the award-winning 1991 film that earned 5 Academy Awards, including the Oscar for Best Picture. The theater production is scheduled to tour the UK and Ireland later this year, with its opening performance taking place at Leicester's Curve Theatre on the 1st of August. In the stage adaptation, Gallagher will play Clarice Starling, the iconic character made famous on screen by Jodie Foster, whose performance earned her an Academy Award. Discussing the project, Gallagher explained that performing such a legendary story on stage presents a completely different challenge from the film. She noted that while audiences naturally remember the famous movie performances, theater allows actors to tell the story in a unique way through live performance, physical movement, and vocal expression. She added that bringing such an iconic thriller to the stage has been an exciting experience and said she has thoroughly enjoyed returning to the theater. Coronation Street continues to air on weekday evenings on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.